If you are not confident with the basics of ratios, rates and proportions, feel free to watch my video about them. Let's start with an easy example. Find the ratio of 7 to 21. We know from our previous video that we can express ratios as a fraction and then usually reduce them to lowest terms. So let's write 7 to 21 as a fraction and reduce to lowest terms. Recap that the order of the numbers is important. The 7 becomes a 1 and the 21 becomes a 3 because 7 divided by 7 is 1 and 21 divided by 7 is 3. So the ratio of 7 to 21 is 1 to 3. Let's look at the next example. Find the ratio of 18 to 6. Again, we write the numbers as the fraction 18 over 6. And after simplifying, we get 3 to 1. Don't make the mistake and simplify further. Because a ratio is a comparison between two numbers. So the ratio of 18 to 6 is 3 to 1. What about this example? 10 oranges cost $2. Find the ratio of oranges to cost. First, we write 10 to 2 as a fraction. And after simplifying, we get 5 to 1. So the ratio of 10 oranges to $2 is 5 oranges to $1, or just 5 to 1. Let's look at the next example. X to 3 equals 12 to 9. Find the value of x. We can solve this easily with cross multiplication. 9x equals 3 times 12. After dividing by 9 on both sides, we get x equals 4. And we are done with this problem. Let's look at this example. 12 over 36 equals x over 3. Find the value of x. Again, we can solve this easily with cross multiplication. 12 times 3 equals 36 times x. And after dividing by 36 on both sides, 12 times 3 is 36, so we can cancel out the numerator and the denominator. And 1 divided by 1 is 1. So we get x equals 1. A car travels 200 miles on 10 gallons of gasoline. How far can it go on a tank full of gasoline if the tank holds 15 gallons? This is a typical proportion problem, which can always be written either as 200 miles per 10 gallons equals X miles per 15 gallons, or as 200 to 10 equals X to 15. And with cross multiplication, we get 200 times 15 equals 10x. And after dividing by 10 on both sides, we get x equals 300. So the answer is it can go 300 miles on a tank full of 15 gallons gasoline. If a person earns $5,000 in 5 weeks, how much can the person earn in 12 weeks at the same rate of pay? Again, the first step is to write this as a proportion. 5,000 to 5 equals x to 12. And with cross multiplication, we get 5,000 times 12 equals 5x. And after dividing by 5 on both sides, we get x equals 1,000 times 12 is 12,000. So the answer is the person can earn $12,000 in 12 weeks. An oil tank with the capacity of 500 gallons contains 200 gallons of oil. Find the ratio of the number of gallons of oil in the tank to the capacity of the tank. What part of the tank is full? The ratio is 200 to 500, which we can write after simplifying as 2 to 5. 2 of 5 parts of the tank is full. Express the ratio 2 1/4 to 3 3/4 in simplest form. 2 1/4 stands in front of the word to, and 3 3/4 stands after the word to. So we can write 2 1/4 on the top and 3 3/4 on the bottom of the fraction. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So we get 9 over 4 divided by 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. 15 over 4. We can write 9 over 4 divided by 15 over 4 as 9 over 4 times 4 over 15. And after simplifying, we get 3 over 5. So the ratio of 2 1/4 to 3 3/4 in simplest form is 3 to 5. Kathy scored 160 points in 8 basketball games. Express in lowest terms the average rate of the number of points Kathy scored per game. The rate is 160 points per 8 games. And after simplifying, we get 20 points per 1 game. Which is then 20 points per game. So Kathy scored points at an average rate of 20 points per game. There are 30 grams of sugar in 120 cube centimeters of a solution of sugar and water. Express in lowest terms the ratio of the number of grams of sugar per cube centimeters in the solution. Because of per cube centimeters, the cube centimeters comes on the bottom of the fraction. And after simplifying, we get 1 gram per 4 cube centimeters, or 0.25 grams of sugar per cube centimeters of solution. The perimeter of a triangle is 80 feet. If the sides are in the ratio 1 to 3 to 6, find the length of each side of the triangle. Let's say x is the length of the first side. Then the second side is 3x. Because the ratio first side to second side is 1 to 3. In other words, the second side is 3 times longer than the first side. And the third side is then 6x. Because it's 6 times longer than the first side. And all sides added together gives us the perimeter of the triangle. So we can write x plus 3, x plus 6x equals 80. X plus 3x plus 6x is 10x. And after dividing by 10 on both sides, we get x equals 8. So when the first side is 8, then the second side is 3 times 8, which is 24. And the third side is 6 times 8, which is then 48. Let's check our solution. 8 plus 24 is 32. 32 plus 48 is 80. So our first length is 8 feet, our second length is 24 feet, and our third length is 48 feet, and we're done with this problem. Show that 7 to 28 equals 5 to 20 is a proportion. 7 to 28 equals 5 to 20 is a proportion when both sides of the equations are the same. Let's simplify first the left-hand side of the equation. Seven divided by 7 is 1, and 28 divided by 7 is 4. So we get 1 over 4 on the left-hand side of the equation. What about the right-hand side? Five divided by 5 is 1, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. So we get 1 over 4 on the right-hand side of the equation. Both sides of the equation are the same. So 7 to 28 equals 5 to 20 is a proportion. Another method to solve this is to cross multiply. Seven times 20 is 140. And 28 times 5 is 20 times 5 is 100, and 8 times 5 is 40, so 140. So we get 140. (140 equals 140) is true, which means that 7 to 28 is equal to 5 to 20 is a proportion. Solve for x. 2 to x minus 3 equals 3 to x plus 10. After cross multiplying, we get 2 times x plus 10 equals 3 times x minus 3. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 10 is 20. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. After subtracting 2x from both sides and adding 9 to both sides, we get x equals 29. And we are done with this problem. Solve for x. 6 to 2 equals 3 minus x to x. After cross multiplying, we get 6x equals 2 times 3 minus x. And after dividing by 2 on both sides, we get 3x equals 3 minus x. Adding x to both sides gives us 4x equals 3. And after dividing by 4 on both sides, we get x equals 3 over 4, and we are done with this problem. Find the missing term in each proportion. Feel free to pause the video and try this on your own. Four times 4 is 16 and 5 times 4 is 20. 2 times 9 is 18 and 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 2 is 8 and 8 times 2 is 16. 3 times 2 is 6 and this doesn't work with the whole number. Solve for x in terms of the other variables. Again, with cross multiplication, we get ax equals bc. And after dividing by a, we get x equals bc over a. And the other example, we do cross multiplication again. And we get Vx equals 3u times 5v, which is 15 uv. And after dividing by v, we get x equals 15u. And we are done with these problems. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. This video is what I did for you. If you want to do something for me, hit the bell button, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy learning, everyone.